Part 1. The Puppet Strings. You think you are in love. You think you are in heat. You think this craving is yours. Arthur Schopenhauer, the 19th century philosopher of pessimism, would look at your trembling hands and your racing heart, and he would laugh. Not because he is cruel, but because he sees the joke you haven't realized yet. You are not a person in love. You are a biological instrument being played by a blind, hungry force he called the will to live. The will's secret goal. Schopenhauer's central thesis in The World as Will and Representation is that our conscious minds are just the surface of an ocean. Deep beneath is the will, a mindless, aimless urge to exist and reproduce. The genius of the species seeks to maintain the species at any cost, and for this purpose, it uses the individual as its tool. When you feel that magnetic pull toward someone, that is not soulmates. That is the will, calculating the genetic fitness of the next generation. It is a trick. Nature knows that if it told you the truth, that life is full of suffering, aging, and death, you would never agree to bring another soul into it. So, it drapes the other in a halo of beauty. It makes lust feel like a spiritual epiphany. The reality. The will is a con artist. It promises you euphoria to get you to sign the contract of reproduction. Once the contract is signed, the halo vanishes, leaving you with the mundane reality of another flawed human being. Part 2. The Pendulum of Pain. Why does lust feel so heavy? Why does it hurt to want? Schopenhauer explains our existence through the pendulum of life. One end is wanting, which is pain. The other end is boredom, which is satiety. The wanting. You crave. Your body is a cage of desire. This is pure suffering, because it is a state of lack. You are a beggar, starving for a glance or a touch. The fulfillment. You get what you want. The tension snaps. For a fleeting moment, there is peace. The boredom. The peace quickly turns to ennui. The person you couldn't live without becomes a source of irritation or indifference. To defeat lust, you must realize that winning at lust is just a ticket to boredom. You are chasing a ghost that disappears the moment you catch it. The only way to stop the pain is not to satisfy the urge, but to stop the pendulum. Part 3. The strategy of the meditative gaze. How do we fight a force as old as time? We use aesthetic contemplation. Schopenhauer believed that art and philosophy allow us to step out of our individual selves. When you look at a beautiful person through the eyes of lust, you are a hungry animal. But when you look at them through the eyes of an artist, you see the idea. The anatomy technique. When the urge hits, do not try to suppress it with willpower. Willpower is just the will fighting itself. Instead, use reason. Deconstruct the image. Look at the object of your desire. Strip away the social mask. See the skeleton, the lungs, the aging cells, the inevitable decay. Recognize the mask. Realize that the beauty you see is a biological filter your brain has applied to a biological machine. The perspective of time. Imagine that person and yourself 50 years from now. See the gray hair, the stooped back. The will only cares about the now because it wants to breed now. By projecting into the future, you break the spell. Part 4. The Ascetic's Path. The final boss of lust is denial of the will. This isn't about being an incel or being bitter. It's about being a master. Schopenhauer looked to the East, to the Upanishads and the Buddha. He realized that the only true freedom is to say no to the hunger. The quietism of the soul. Every time you choose not to act on a lustful impulse, you are committing an act of cosmic rebellion. You are telling the will to live, I am not your puppet. I am a conscious observer, and I refuse to participate in your cycle of suffering. This is where the emotion lies. It is the tragic beauty of the human condition. We are the only animals capable of looking at our own instincts and saying, no. Part 5. Conclusion. Defeating lust isn't about hating beauty. It's about loving your own freedom more than you love a temporary chemical high. It is the realization that the ecstasy promised by the flesh is a lie told to a prisoner. You are the prisoner. But today, through Schopenhauer's eyes, you have seen the bars. And once you see the bars, they lose their power to hold you.